Unit 10, last unit that we have.
Yay!
Yeah. So if you want to get your books, this is on page 124 in your white books.
But we're going to start on page 1 before that, because we're going to do some review.
Yes, actually, I've got a warm-up, so just like when you were in class. So we're going to review some of the same vocabulary, the vocabulary that Tim went over with you.
Last time.
Yeah, last time. So maybe grab a piece of paper if you want something to write these down with. And these have the words. The word bank is at the bottom. So it's these words that are written in bold black print. Maybe we'll practice saying these words first. Tim,
discount.
Yeah?
First word is discount.
Mm-hmm. And then attractions. Attractions.
And the third is in advance.
And then camping.
And days off.
Right. So take a minute, hit pause, and read each sentence and choose the word that you think is the best fit. And then we'll be back in a minute to show you the answers. Okay. Scroll up here and you can check yourself.
And we'll read them. The first one, the Dallas Zoo, the Art Museum, and White Rock Lake are some of the attractions in Dallas.
So you remember attractions meant, well, actually there's a verb, attract, and attract means like to make you want to go toward something. It attracts you or pulls you toward that thing. So it's something that you want to go to. So I know a lot of you have told me that you really like the zoo. So that's a good thing you want to go to. I like the art museum, and our new place is really close to White Rock Lake. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, especially since coronavirus, is really busy there. A lot of people like to go to White Rock Lake. So those are all attractions. Some of these things haven't been open since coronavirus, but White Rock Lake is open.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The next one, many people enjoy camping to spend some time in nature.
Mm-hmm. And now some of the campgrounds are the places where you can go camping. Some of those are now open.
And what's camping mean?
Yes, what does camping mean? Camping is, let's move this to get your face on the screen. There we go. I want them to see you too. Camping is, a lot of times people use a tent, and that means just what the sentence says, really. You go and you spend some time in nature.
But you sleep there probably.
Yeah, you sleep there.
So going to the park isn't camping, but going to somewhere where you can go sleep in nature, that's camping.
Right.
The next one is the tickets are selling quickly. I think we should buy in advance to make sure we have seats.
Right. So advance means before.
Before, yeah.
Sometimes you can buy in advance on the computer. You can go in advance, and for movies now you can do that. For almost anything, you can buy your tickets in advance. So the next one says some restaurants offer a discount for children or for people over 65. Sometimes even over 60, you can get a discount. We get a discount
sometimes.
But also a really good deal to know the restaurants where you get a good deal for children.
Yeah. So discount means you don't have to pay full price.
Mm-hmm. When our kids were young, we found all the restaurants that had a discount for children.
We had one restaurant that if I bought a salad, all three of our kids got to eat free. So we went there once a week, and I bought a salad for $3, and they eat free. Mm-hmm. Now, it'd be more now because that was a long time ago.
Right.
It was 30 years ago.
Yeah, there was another restaurant. I didn't like the restaurant, but Tim would take the kids because they ate for free.
It's the same one.
Were you talking about? Mm-hmm. It was a Mexican place. Yeah. It was so nice. I stayed home. So great. He's a good man.
The last one. I have a few days off before summer school begins.
Yes. So we are really hoping that in the summer it will be safe for people to get together in a safe way, and we will be able to see you again.
So a day off is a day when you don't have to go to school or to work.
That's true. I guess it won't be a day off if they come to school.
Well, you have days off before summer school begins.
There will still be days off, right?
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully you understand those words.
And last time I gave you this assignment to do the problems on page 123.
Right.
And we are going to read the answers to you now, okay? So Felicia is exhausted. She needs a vacation. So you can follow around
Can
with
I
me
stop
on
you for
page
1 minute?
123. What?
What is exhausted, Tim?
It means you're really, 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 very, very, very tired.
So tired. Some of you might be exhausted
From having your children at home
from having your
all the
children
time.
and from doing school and from cooking and doing all the things. Maybe you feel exhausted.
So Felicia is exhausted. She needs a vacation. Her husband, Ricardo, says he can ask his boss for a few days off. Felicia would like to go to San Francisco. They look for special travel discounts, number 2, discounts on the internet. If they book a flight at least 7 days in ahead, they can get a round-trip ticket for less than $200. So number 3 is book a flight. Number 4 is round trip.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, hotel room rates will be high because summer is the most popular tourist season. Number 5, tourist. Also, there is a room tax on hotel rooms in San Francisco. Number 6 is tax. They figure out that a 3-day trip to San Francisco will cost almost $1,200. Felicia and her husband decide to change their plans. If they go camping, they will save a lot of money and their daughter will have more fun. Felicia's husband will reserve the campsite after he talks to his boss.
Mm-hmm.
So number 7 is camping and number 8 is reserve.
Now, did you talk with them about all these words?
Yes.
Like reserve?
Yeah, we went through all of them.
Went through all this? Okay, great.
Good.
So hopefully you understood all that. So let's turn the page and we'll look at the next section.
Page 124.
Right. Okay.
There it is on the screen,
So
and it's
this
in your
is
book too.
Page 124. And it says conditionals. So this is grammar focus. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. Here.
What does condition mean?
Well, condition means something has to happen. So we usually use the word if.
So one thing has to happen for another thing to then happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why we use the word if. And
the thing that has to happen is the condition.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's just read the first one. I think it will make sense to you. It says, if the fare means like the price. So you read up here on the screen, it says, if the fare is cheap enough, so if the price is cheap enough, we will fly. So, sometimes when you go to buy a ticket for flying, sometimes the price is really expensive. Mm-hmm. And so maybe you decide you can't afford to fly. So there you see there's 2 clauses, right? If the fare is cheap enough, we will fly. So there's 2 clauses. The first one has if in it.
If the fare is cheap enough is the first clause.
We will fly.
Is the second clause.
Yeah. Here they give you another example right below it. If the weather is bad, she won't go swimming.
So what does it mean if the weather is bad? It means if it's raining or if it's cloudy or if it's cold. So if any of those things happen, she won't go swimming.
Right.
Because those things happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Right.
So the if means if this happens, then the other thing happens.
Right. So I wrote a little bit of notes down here for you. So we're using clauses about the future. So you see some of those had the future tense when you had if the weather is good. This is present tense, right? But the other clause had future, will go to the park.
If the fare is cheap enough, we will fly. We will fly is future.
Mm-hmm.
The if tense is present.
Right. There's some more examples down below. I was just thinking about the two of us because this weekend is supposed to be really nice weather. So I said, if the weather's good, maybe we could go to the park.
Maybe.
So if the weather's good, like today, it's a beautiful day. If
the weather's good, we'll go to the park.
Yeah. Or maybe if the weather is nice, so this present tense, we will ride our bikes.
Or we will ride bikes.
Or we will ride bikes.
We may have to borrow bikes because we don't have bikes.
I know, I want one. Yeah. But now, one thing that's true about these, you can switch those clauses around.
Right. So the if can go at the beginning of the sentence or it can go at the end of the sentence.
Right. So here's one where you've got if in the middle. So I could say, we will ride our bikes if the weather's nice.
Now notice that if the weather is nice is still in the present tense. So the present tense, the if always gets present tense. And the other part is still in the future tense. We will ride our bikes if the weather is nice.
So the phrase with if, just think, if always is present tense. Yeah. And that means the other one will be in future.
Right.
So then I made one just in case the weather wasn't good. I said that we won't go to the park if the weather's bad.
So notice that these can be positive or negative. So if the weather's bad, we won't go to the park. We won't go to the park. So won't means what? Will not go. So will not go is that's future tense still, right? So will not means if we abbreviate that as won't. I don't know why we abbreviate that as won't. Just English. Sorry.
No, we don't say wilt. We say won't.
Won't. Yeah. Yes.
What will you do if the weather is not nice?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Maybe I will read. Maybe we will watch a movie at home.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Now, if it wasn't coronavirus, maybe we'd go to the movie theater and watch a movie.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice, right?
But right now, it's coronavirus, so maybe we'll watch a movie at home.
Yeah, the movie theater is probably open, but I don't want to go because I'm not ready to do that yet.
No, me either.
Yeah. Yeah, with coronavirus right now, many of you and us too, we have been stuck at home a lot. But when it is safer, what are some of the things that you will do, Tim?
Well, I think for all of us, what we'd probably say is, I will get together with my friends. I will get together with my students. I will get together with my family.
Yeah, maybe you can make that into a whole sentence.
I will get together with my church friends.
If the coronavirus
goes
away.
If the coronavirus goes away, I will get together with my friends.
Yeah. If the coronavirus goes away, I will see many of my students and I will be happy. If the coronavirus goes away, I will plan a trip to Austin and see my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids.
Or to Beaumont and see our daughter and son-in-law and grandkids.
Yeah. What will you do if the coronavirus goes away? Maybe you can make an if sentence like that. Maybe you can think about some sentences like that. You could type those to us if you want, or think about those and you can practice saying them to your family, to your kids. You can ask your kids in English. You can practice that way.
What will you do when you go back?
Yeah.
We can go out.
What will you do? This will not last forever.
No, it won't.
It will go away, even though we've had to be patient for a long time. Okay, so let's go down this page and see what we have down here. Oh, actually, I wanted to look at some pictures just to practice with these. This is some pictures. You don't have to get out your green workbooks, but if you want to know where these came from, this is where I got the pictures.
They're on page 116 of the green book.
Right. I'm taking up all the space in my little bubble.
Yes, you keep moving like this.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. So I like these pictures because they let us practice speaking using the if.
So notice
we're learning about.
there's. Can we scroll?
We can. Here. It's a little frustrating, right? It just gets so big.
I wanted to be able to see the whole thing at once. There you go. So notice there's 4 pictures and there's 4 questions. So number 1 has to do with Jack. So these are, how do you ask questions with an if? So what will Jack do? Notice that all these start. What will the Perez family do? Number 2. What will Stacy do? What will Robert do?
All of those have if in the middle, don't they?
They all have if in the middle. So, and I think we usually ask the questions that way. What will Jack do if his friends come over this afternoon? So number 1 goes with the first picture. Notice there's 3 guys there and they're playing football.
Soccer. Playing soccer.
Not American football, but they're playing American soccer.
That's right. So. It's football.
So if Jack's friends come over this afternoon, they'll play soccer.
So when you ask a question, the future tense is actually first.
Right.
Yeah.
What will Jack do? Will Jack do is future tense. If his friends come over this afternoon, come over is present tense.
Yeah, that's a verb. That's like a phrasal verb. Come over. Yeah.
So number 2 has to do with number 2, 3 people.
Yeah, it's a family
walking in the woods.
So the question is, what will the Perez family do if the weather is good? So do is your present will do. That's the future verb. So that's in the front, right? Because it's the future clause. And then if the weather is good, so is your present tense verb. So what will the Perez family do if the weather is good? And then you can look at the picture to answer it.
If the weather is good, the Perez family will go hiking. So they're going for a walk in the woods. That's called hiking. Usually you can tell they're hiking if they have like a backpack on, and these people do. Sometimes they carry a stick with them.
Sometimes they have special shoes on that are good.
Special boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this next one, number 3, you can see must be the coronavirus is better because she is at the mall.
Maybe the book was written before coronavirus.
Maybe before coronavirus. Yeah. So it says, what will Stacy do if she has the day off? So it looks like she's the only person at the mall. So if Stacy has the day off, she will spend all of her husband's money at the mall.
Or you could say, let's see, you could say Stacy will go to the mall if she has the day off.
You could say that. It's probably a better thing to say. Yeah. So the last one's about Robert, and it says, what will Robert do this weekend if it rains?
It looks like he's going to sit and read a book, like I said.
That's a nice thing to do. If it rains, it's good. Yeah.
So if it rains this weekend.
Robert will read a book.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert will read a book.
If it rains this weekend. Good. So hopefully you're getting the idea of how to do these.
Yep.
So now let's go back to what's actually in your book on page 124. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. So this is what you have. And so they did the first one for you. So it says, Annette and William will take their children to Sea Adventure, probably like our Sea World, next month if William gets a few days off. So you see they give you the word get, and you have to decide if that would be will get. Or,
that's going to be present tense or future tense.
Right. Yeah, that. So remember, the one that goes with the word if is always going to be in present tense.
And then they want you to circle the future tense clause.
They do?
Yeah, that's
Circle
why I
the
circled
future conditional.
clause. So the future is the conditional clause. So if William gets the day off, then this other thing's going to happen. So it's the one that the other thing is conditioned on. You don't have to do that if you don't want to.
But that's a little confusing the way that they said it, because it's the one that's in present tense. So it is the condition. He has to get a few days off, but the verb is going to be in present tense.
Yeah.
It makes the other one become future tense.
Right.
So just because it says future, the verb is going to be in present tense.
Yeah. It's the one that's conditional. Yeah.
It's the condition. It has to happen, okay, in order for the other one.
So number 2, if they, so is that going to be present tense or future tense?
Well, it's the one that goes with if, right? So if it's the one that goes with if, that means it'll be present.
Right. So if they get a discount,
they will reserve a room at the hotel.
Right.
So they are not going to reserve a room unless they get a discount. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the one I have to circle. That's the condition, right?
It's the one with if.
And this has to be present if it goes with if.
And remember to get your verb tense right, because if it's and the one number 1, it's William gets a few days off. Number 2, if they get, because remember, I get, you get, we get, they get,
but he and
she, or it gets.
Gets. Yeah. That's right. So they get, but William is like he.
Yep.
He gets.
So let's do number 3 and I'll let them do the rest themselves.
That's a good idea.
Because number 3 is different. If prices, and then it's if, so it's going to be present tense, right? But what's the present tense of be?
Yeah, that's a little hard. It's the be verb.
Prices are an it. So I am, you are, they are, he, she, it is. So the prices is actually a they because it's plural.
Right.
So if prices are too high.
Right. So we say if the price, we would say if the price is, but this is prices.
Right.
So prices are
too high.
Okay. So if prices are too high, is that right?
Right.
If prices are too high,
now,
they...
This has to be future tense.
This is also tricky because it says not.
Right. So it's will not take.
Because these can be negative too, right?
So what's another way to say will not?
Won't.
Won't. They won't take an expensive vacation.
So let's do the whole thing again. If prices are too high, means too expensive, right? If prices are too high, they won't take an expensive vacation. That's what happened in our story. The price was too expensive to go to San Francisco, so they didn't take an expensive vacation, they went camping.
Right.
So if prices are too high, they won't take an expensive vacation. So you can always look at your examples up at the top to help you. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. This is a little hard to control.
Do a minus. There you go. You can see it.
Yeah. All
Good.
right.
So do the rest of them, and we'll go over those next time.
Right. Some of them are going to be negative. There's some things to pay attention to, but I think you can do it.
Yep.
And you can always do some in the practice workbook and check yourself on those. It's another way to make sure you're getting those right.
Yep. On pages 116 and 117 of the practice workbook.
Right. All right. We'll have another lesson for you this week. Also to check back in with you.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yep.
Have a great week.
Yeah. Take care.
Wish we could see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.